report is a short story entitled My Lord the Baby. It is from India and written by Rabindranath Tagore. India is the seventh largest country by area, the second most populous country with over 1.2 billion people, and the most populous democracy in the world. The earliest literary writings here were in the Sanskrit language. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Indian literature was influenced by the works of Bengali poet and novelist Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was a Bengali writer who was born in Calcutta on May 7, 1861. He was known for being the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 with his book Gitanjali. He wrote in his entire life, producing more than 3,000 songs, as well as volumes of novels, short stories, plays, and poems. He is also the composer of the national anthems of both India and Bangladesh, which are Jana Gana Mana and Amar Shanar Bangla. His body of literature is deeply sympathetic for the poor and upholds universal humanistic values. His works are mostly based from deceptively simple subject matter, the lives of ordinary people. In his late 60s, he turned to the visual arts and produces 2,500 paintings and drawings before his death. Rai Charan was only 12 years old when he became servant to his master's house and made as a personal sitter of his master's son named Anakul. He looked after him until the young master grew up and got married. When his master became a father, he was also asked to be the private servant of this newborn son. He took good care of the baby. One afternoon, his master rode on his go-kart and wanted to go outside. Rai Charan, with his little spot, took a stroll and reached the river. Incidentally, his little master disappeared while he plucked a handful of flour. They went to the conclusion that the baby was either taken by a group of gypsies who were hovering nearby or he drowned in the river. But the mother has a wild grief that her son had stolen by the servant himself. Rai Charan went back to his own village with no hope that he will have his own son. But before the year ends, his wife gave birth to a baby boy. At first he doesn't know what to feel because for him it's a grave offense to be happy with his own son, knowing that there are parents longing for their child. But change gradually came over his mind when his son started to crawl and cross the doorway. He saw similarities between his son and his lost master, and so he thought that his son is the reincarnation of his master. He gave everything to his son Failna and let him live like a rich man. He loved his son so much to the extent that he is willing to sacrifice and starve himself for the boy's sake. When he became physically weak and no longer up to work, he decided to go back to Anakul and told him that his son was with him all along. He brought Failna to them and let them think that he is the one who took their son. Although the mistress already forgives him, the husband thought that he cannot trust his old servant anymore, so that he must not stay. Rai Charan left and his name was never been heard again. The most important character in the story is Rai Charan. The story revolves around him since it is about the story of his life. All parents want the best for their children. They always consider their sons and daughters' future so that they do everything they can to give their children a better and stable living. After reading the story, I thought of my father. I found myself very lucky to have a father who is always there for us. A man who works hard even though he's tired just to give everything for us. He never gives up and leaves us in spite of many challenges our family has faced. This story reminds us how important the role of a father is. We should treasure and appreciate all the effort each father does for his family. This story proves to me that every father is a hero on his own way.